Hello and welcome everyone to, I'm not even clicking that, is that okay? Is that me clicking that? Okay, sorry. I don't know why my computer's doing that. Yes, hello and welcome to the Australia New Zealand Marine Biotechnology Society internship webinar. This is in lead up to our conference here in Tauranga, New Zealand in August 2026. So we'll be sharing quite a few links at the end of the session. And really want to say thank you to our speakers today for volunteering your time. So to introduce myself, my name is Elizabeth. I was the previous secretary on the society for a number of years, and now that role has been passed to Yummy. So thank you, Yummy. And yes, please, everyone, just if you could keep yourselves on mute. There is an ability to post your questions through Slido, and the link will come up for that shortly, and we'll have designated time at the end. So with Slido, all you need is your phone, and you can just scan the QR code, and then you'll be able to type any answers in there. One final thing is that the seminar will be recorded, and that it will be available at a later date on the members only section of our website. So just another perk for you to sign up as a member of our society. So yes, this is the format of the session today. We've just started the welcome, and we'll start with a poll. So that will be followed by thank you very much to our host speakers, as well as our previous intern speakers who will talk about their previous experience, followed by the Q&A and some society announcements. So yes, here's your chance to be a bit interactive. So there should be a QR code on your screen. And if you could scan that with your camera, and then you should be able to fill in. So what we really want to know is why people are showing up today. So if in one word, could you please let us know why you've taken the time to show up to our webinar? We've got a host speaker. Thank you. Excellent. Previous intern speaker. Excellent. That's what we want to know, that you're scoping for an internship opportunity, that you'd like to support the next generation of marine biotechnologists. Oh, nice. Community. I love that aspect. Sharing the student perspective. Excellent. Connect and looking for future opportunities. Excellent. A lot of this quite aligns with why we wanted to host the webinar today. So that's wonderful. I love that one. Thank you, because you love Australia New Zealand Marine Biotechnology Society. Excellent. Okay, I guess we'll move on. So it's wonderful to know what people are here for, and how we can all come together and share what we know about marine biotechnology. I just want to introduce our first speaker, Professor Zhang, Matthew Flinders Distinguished Professor from Flinders Uni. So Wei was our inaugural president. So I'd just like to say thanks to Wei and welcome. So Wei, are you okay to present from your screen?
Yeah, all right. Can you allow me to share or the screen?
Do you not have the option? Sorry.
Okay, just one moment. Okay, can share. You come in, just be slow. Sorry, not working. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
Just put into play. Not working. Did it work?
We can see your slides, but still
Cannot
not the full
play. I
screen.
don't know why. I just shoot. So okay, just one moment.
Feel free to go
cannot
from
do
there.
Okay,
we
can
we
you see
see
it
the
now?
slides.
Can I see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the presenter view.
The presenter's view. Okay, that's interesting. Because I have 3 screens, maybe just get rid of one screen. I don't know if they can move into another screen. Just one moment. It's always a big problem when you have multiple screens. Maybe the screen 3. Right, just coming. Sorry.
Still the presenter.
Still?
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. So what I can do. What about this time?
That's it. Wonderful.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Zhang.
Sorry. Thank you, Elizabeth, for organizing this webinar, and also for all the people participating. I think this is a wonderful, sort of event, and to get particularly our next generation of marine biotechnologists involved. So what I'm going to give a quick presentation, basically speak from my perspective on so why we want internship, and so how this can help with the next generation marine biotechnologists in terms of their professional growth. So the move, okay. Oh, sorry. So of course, I'll be more relevant to what we've been doing here with Flinders University on what we offer in terms of marine biotech internship. My background, I don't introduce too much, but I think Elizabeth does mention that, I was inaugural president of the society. Again, so I want to reflect on that. It's sort of my personal career path. I was, by training, I was a chemical engineer, by the way. But then I moved from chemical engineer to biochemical engineer because I like the biotechnology aspect of it. But based on my engineering background, there's most still to do with the engineering design, process design, development, etc. But back to 2000, and let's talk about 25 years ago, I decided to dive into the ocean and to start doing research on marine biotechnology. That's purely from the understanding of the vast majority of our Earth are covered by ocean, 71%. And of course, it's a huge opportunity called the ocean of opportunity, and for research and industry development. That is where I think in my career path, and it's really dive in that direction because of the huge potential. And of course, you can see I have actually taken my first marine biotech lesson. I went to Harvard Branch Oceanographic Institute in the US. So sort of my internship, if you like, but it's really my learning, first learning to see why and what they're doing, and this how they can help. I've been spending there for about a month or so. I did get very good understanding of the field, and also what has happened now. Of course, by that time it's quite limited, and the opportunity are enormous. So one of the opportunity I've identified by that internship myself, I think, is that I realized the marine sponges by that time was the major contributors of marine natural product discovery, up to 41%, okay, of all the marine natural products being discovered. However, the pathway to commercialization in terms of how they can develop a sustainable supply of those marine natural products are very challenging. So basically, this is because of the supply of those compounds in large quantity at economic sort of price. So I decided, for my biochemical engineering background, because I'm doing the fermentation, cell culture, etc. So I decided the marine sponges would be the marine organism I like to work on. And also I decided I'm going to develop marine sponge cell culture, marine sponge culture, and also sponge-associated bacteria fermentation, the microbial fermentation for the production of those bioactive compounds for future drug development. So I just say that's just where I started, but I just want to showcase here so more and why I'm doing this, and also why this is important for everybody to have the opportunity to develop the understanding and also to shape their future career. So I guess also want to emphasize the importance of the MBS. Most people are here in the board member or the students and the society member. But I guess the role of our society is really we want to play a big role in driving the innovation to grow the marine biotech industry locally here in South Australia and New Zealand. So that is our role. But we are the scientists, we are the educators. So we're going to train the next generation of workforces and leaders for the industry growth. The second one, so we do, I said, have significant commitment to foster next generation of our scientists, our workforces. And this is something, I guess, right at the beginning, so all the years, we've been supporting internship, supporting students, to be engaged. That is what I think very critical for the growth of the society and the growth of the industry and community. And our impact in industry, I guess I can speak many, but that is one of the stuff which the MBS have been supporting the development of Australia, this marine bioproduct CRC. I think that is a wonderful success in last past 5-6 years. When we get MBCRC is about 2021, and I think society was formed by that time is about 5-6 years. So really, it's a great effort to get a community together and to do something very significant. So we do have a significant industry impact on the industry. And so overview of the internship program at Flinders University, we do have a program structure typically comes through 6 months. Don't take students in terms of less than 3 months. The reason is that they have to be engaged in a process which can get them actually develop a deep understanding of the field. So nowadays, of course, with all the limitations, and you get to be careful how long you want to spend, but 3 to 6 months is what I think will be meaningful. And our focus area here is marine biodiscovery, bioproduct development, in particular marine bioprocessing, biorefineries like key expertise. And most we are focused on industry-driven application research. And so here you will work in laboratory with the senior postdoc research fellows and get hands-on training on bioinformatics, bioreactor design, and in particular, in our case, the commercialization, how to work with industry, how to develop industry collaborations. And we do have tailored project and personalized support. We'll be flexible and personalized. That means really fit into your interest and your passion and your career goals. And so I think the success, how impact would it be for internship program? And like anybody, in the early career stages, I think you do have real world contribution because you are working on a real project. In our case, most are industry-driven project. So you make a meaningful contribution for both publication and also industry growth. The career advancement, so most of our interns here, they can secure after this or of their further studies, they can secure prestigious position in industry or going further academic study like PhD or doing whatever. And of course, they will help them because the practical training, they get competitive in job market, and also they can make a smooth transition from academia to industry or even to a senior position there. And so, as I said, we tailor our support really to fit your interest and really to get you something meaningful. And in broader term is our collaboration and the blue economy, because what we do here is education training and through collaboration to support the blue economy development both locally and internationally. So it's a unique opportunity. If you as an intern, you can contribute sustainable development or marine bioresources. So with that, I think I should stop here. I've been speaking more than 10 minutes, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Wei. That was really good to know about, especially the length of the internship. So I will share my screen again. Our next speaker is Max, and Max is from Cawthron Institute.
Good, thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. So I've been part of the society for a few years now, and so it's a great pleasure and hard to follow up on such a good presentation. And actually, you've summarized about the society a lot about the role that interns can play actually in the marine biotech industry. So I haven't prepared any slides because actually a lot of people that are involved here they know me, and some of them are going to present about some of the work we've done together. For example, Annabelle that has worked with me for a few months. So actually, if you have more questions and you don't want me here, you can ask her. You can ask her directly. So as you can probably hear, I'm French, but I've been actually in New Zealand for more than 10 years now, and I was working at Massey University. And I've moved to the Cawthron Institute, so in Nelson for about a year. And you may know that the Cawthron Institute is an independent research institute focusing on various themes, and one of them being aquaculture and the blue economy. So as Where said, it's actually, we need a lot of work for the implementation and commercialization of some of the product, of some of the potential of our marine ecosystem and marine organisms. So we know that there is a tremendous potential, but it is actually quite hard, to implement and commercialize, often because there is some untapped potential, and we need to do a lot of research and development, and it's actually where interns come into play. Myself, I have several projects, and most of my projects are related to microalgae biotechnology, so phytoplankton. And those projects are quite diverse, and they are really about improving our fundamental understanding of those organisms, and then to try to find out how we can use this knowledge and apply it. And one of actually the key challenges with microalgae biotechnology at the moment is it's the scale to have a true impact. But we are trying. We are going to get there. And about getting students and intern, I would like to really put emphasis as well about the need for the student, but also what is important when selecting a project or when doing a project. It's also about your growth. It's not necessarily about generating data. It's really about learning what research is about, and what could come next, and how you could thrive in this environment. I would agree that 3 to 6 months is quite important. 3 months would be a strict minimum for an internship, just to have the time to learn and calibrate yourself in the lab, to be able to really know about the research environment. And here at the Cawthron Institute, we have a variety of projects. So myself, I'm currently working on cellular communication in microalgae, but also polyphosphate synthesis. So trying to produce polyphosphate for various applications. Again, I'm not going to speak more about that. I won't take the spotlight of Annabelle's presentation. But so yeah, interns are really important, and I really enjoy working and training interns, and often it's a great opportunity for them to continue in research, either their master's or PhD studies. So if please you are interested, feel free to reach out and engage in discussion. And there is always project ongoing. If it's even not from me or from the Cawthron Institute. It can be through collaboration and networking, and you know, today it's actually another example of how important networking can be. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's nice to see it on the fly as well. It's very, very authentic. So I will introduce our next speaker. Let's make sure I share the right thing.
Yeah, I can share. I mean, it is better.
Yeah, Min, why don't you share?
Yeah, I can share my screen. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sure. So my name is Min, and so just a quick introduction for myself. So I'm working in the coast, and so my background is the computational biology. So that means I'm not doing the lab work. I was mainly working on the computer stuff. So I have been the next slide. So this slide, I was just showing some of the overall research I'm doing. So we offer, so like for myself, I'd be happy to take the interns to work with me. Like we can doing a lot of exciting projects. The most important stuff I would like to share is we can do the intern remotely. That means you don't need to join me physically in Sunshui Coast, but if you like, that will be happy. So we can work on online, and we can do in a regular, like kind of the online based discussion, training, something like that. So this slide, I was just showing some of the projects. So some of the ongoing projects I'm working on. The key message from my side will be a lot of the projects we are working on now is use the AI technology. So the AI, so the so-called AI technology is not that complicated. To me, I can just show you one of the example. So you guys can see my screen here. It's a web page. This is a web page. If you have been heard about one of the company called Base44, so this is a new company. They probably just starting from 1.5 years before, and then now it's sold probably 80 millions of US dollars. The value for this company is simple. They just help you build your own web applications. You can input any stuff as you like. This is the example. I use the Base44. I just input probably, so I was trying to build a marine genomics data portal to use this data portal to search the gene expression data from different marine genomics data sets. And this is the web page generated for me. I mean, the Base44 system generated for me. Even it's not fully function because there's no data sets, there's no real data inside, but you can see a lot of things. They have been outlined for me automatically. This is the power of the AI technology. So we might be working on similar projects. This kind of projects could be doing the data integration, could be doing some of the software development, or either way, doing some of the systems, doing the smart decision making. So this is will be kind of the things I would like to share. But in the end, the most important message I would like to share is just this demonstration. If you are thinking about the AI can help us doing our research more efficiently. So for example, like we have been sharing us a lot of the ongoing projects in the Flinders, and we're doing the, so probably they doing the bioproducts, probably a lot of this kind of research. And a lot of this kind of projects could be could be speed by the AI technology. Just to give you guys an example, I was recently, probably join a project, they are trying to figure out how to do the biosynthesis for a lot of the natural products from the algae, from the seaweeds. The typical way we are doing is we're probably doing the genome sequencing or either way transcriptome sequencing, and then identify all the metabolic enzymes from the species we are focused on. For example, we are saying we are focused on one of the algae, and we have the DNA. From the DNA, we can identify what's the metabolic enzymes inside of the species. And from there, we probably can predicting for a specific for specific compounds or chemical stuff, how many of the biochemical reaction will be necessary to produce the final products. This is kind of things we can work from DNA, and all this kind of process can be accelerated by AI. If you tell the AI saying, I want to build a systems, the input data is the DNA genome sequence I provided here, and my purpose is to predicting the biosynthesis pathway for some of the chemical stuff, blah, 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 blah. And can you write a code, or either way you say, can you implementing an agent systems for me to identify the candidate biological pathway to starting from blah, blah, for example, starting from a specific compounds you are interested in, we say like the glucose, and then the end product will be blah, 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 something like that. If you outline your idea in this way, and then AI can help you figure out a lot of the remaining tasks. They can generate code for you. They can doing the data analysis for you. They can doing the data summary for you. I know this kind of things is kind of a little bit overwhelming for you, but if you join me for the internship, you have the experience to understanding how this kind of process can be running through smoothly. So that's the general idea I would like to show you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Min. Wow, that was really interesting. I know we're doing a project here that would definitely benefit from exactly that sort of AI. So I'm definitely keen to have a chat later if you're
Sure.
open to it. Yeah. So our next speaker lined up is Tish. And Tish, do you just want to present directly from your screen rather than me presenting one slide and then going
Yeah,
back
that's
to
fine.
you?
I can take control.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's all right. Okay, can everyone see that? Awesome. So I'm Tish Prescott, and I did my PhD last year through the Blue Economy CRC at the University of Tasmania. And my project was in collaboration with the Cawthron Institute, working quite closely with the New Zealand aquaculture industry. And I was looking at how sustained swimming influences the form and function of Chinook salmon to be able to help support the industry move further offshore. And as part of my PhD, I went to a conference in Scotland to be able to present some of my key findings. And I just can't make my screen go to the next slide. Oh, there we go. And during my session over there, I was able to meet and connect with Professor Katia Antilla, who was doing some similar research, but with rainbow trout and working with the rainbow trout industry. And so I got talking to Katia and stayed in connection with her. And she ended up inviting me to join a project where she was collaborating with the Luca Institute that breeds different types of salmonid species to be able to for restocking programs, but also for aquaculture. And so I then applied for a few different grants to be able to try and get some financial support to be able to actually join her project and spend some time in Finland. And I was very fortunate enough to get several different funding to be able to support my time there, including the Australian New Zealand Marine Biotechnology Society's internship. And so I spent 3 months at the University of Turku, but also at the Luca Institute conducting some research where we were working with rainbow trout So we were looking at how exercise training could be a tool for the industry to use to improve their thermal tolerance or enhanced cardiac performance. And so you can see in the videos here, the one on the left is our control species, and then the one on the right is our exercise-trained rainbow trout. And so after a month of training or no training, we looked at their mitochondrial function in the cardiac tissue to see if this is potentially changing and enhancing thermal tolerance in these species. And so I was able to conduct mitochondrial respiration in these machines that are high resolution respirometers, and to be able to look at how mitochondrial function may be enhancing the whole organism's performance. And so this is a technology that wasn't available at the Cawthron Institute or at my university in Tasmania. And so I was able to learn and bring back this new knowledge to Cawthron, which has been really beneficial, because then I was discussing this last year with my supervisors, and we ended up putting together an application to the MB Smart idea to be able to look at how mitochondrial function can be enhanced through different factors such as genetics, nutrition, and environment, to be able to enhance whole organism performance during stresses. And fortunately, this was successful through the MB funding. And so it's led by myself and Dr. Jane Simons at the Cawthron Institute, and it's in collaboration with the University of Auckland Plant and Food Research and Ag Research. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. That was such a speedy update.
Sorry.
Excellent. Wonderful. It's really great to see you go from PhD and then almost pursue your own path. So that from what I've seen so far in our chat today is that there's this key message of forging your own path, going out there, asking people and really networking, and then that leads you to really where you want to go. So thank you so much for that. I will present our next intern speaker, which will be Annabelle. Annabelle, are you happy to present directly from your screen?
I will give it a go.
Thank you.
Are you seeing the presenter view?
No, we can just see your slides. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So hi, I'm Annabelle. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Nelson, and I'm currently in my third year studying a Bachelor of Environmental Science with honours at the University of Canterbury in Christchurch. And yeah, I interned at the Cawthron Institute last summer under the guidance of Max. So yeah, I'll be sharing a bit about that. So I'm going to talk about my approach to internship applications and my internship experience, and then how that's like affected my life since then. So when I first started applying, it was pretty overwhelming trying to find and apply for multiple internships, as they all tend to come out around the same time. But I found that most applications were on company websites or job seeking websites. And also at Canterbury, they have like an emailing list for internships that come up. So that was also really helpful. And most of these required a CV, cover letter, academic transcript, and sometimes recommendation letters. And then from there, it was usually in-person Zoom or video response interviews. And then it was just kind of waiting to see what you got. So my project at Cawthron was on enhancing phosphorus removal from wastewaters using microalgae. And this was supervised by Max, but I'll just give you a bit of background on the project. So phosphorus is an essential nutrient for plant growth, and it therefore becomes depleted in the soil on agricultural land. And to replace this, phosphate fertilizers are added, However, these are often very inefficient, with only 20% being actually taken up by the plant. And this means that the remainder of the phosphorus binds to the soil and often enters nearby water bodies, causing eutrophication. So because of eutrophication, microalgae are often demonized, but this process of eutrophication could actually be utilized to prevent it in the first place and close the phosphorus cycle. As phosphorus is limited in water bodies, when it becomes unlimited, microalgae are able to grow rapidly, and they actually take this phosphorus up through polyphosphate synthesis and then store it in their cells as polyphosphate granules. And these granules can degrade over time and they become bioavailable for plants again. So this led to the question of how can we enhance this process of uptake and accumulation in microalgae, and therefore how could this algal biomass be utilized to upcycle the lost phosphorus? So we looked at how the process could be enhanced, and Max and his team had already done quite a lot of research on this, but he still made me test everything so I could see it for myself, which was really cool. But one of the parameters that I tested was the concentration of manganese in the algal medium, and we found that the higher concentration of manganese resulted in an increased rate of accumulation, and it reached the same amount of accumulated phosphate granules as the low manganese sample, but at a faster rate. So it was more efficient, and this has like potential benefits for upscaling of this process for agricultural applications. And then we looked at how this algae could be utilized. So I ran a 4-week plant growth experiment using tomato plants, and we tested a phosphorus repleted algae and a phosphorus depleted algae against a store-bought phosphate fertilizer to see like how it impacted plant growth. And after the 4 weeks, we found that there was no significant difference in the plant growth between the treatments, which was promising as it showed that phosphorus stored in the microalgae could be a suitable replacement, especially when this algae is grown in wastewater from fertilizer runoff, as this would close the phosphorus cycle and allow us to reuse that lost phosphorus. And this internship has been super beneficial for me, especially being now in my 3rd year at uni. We've done a lot more lab work and research into like biotechnological solutions this year. So having that experience kind of gave me a step ahead compared to some of the other students, as I had a bit of a deeper understanding. And next year I'll be going into my honours year where I'll get to choose my own project. And I'd say that my time at Cawthron has definitely influenced what I am interested in researching next year. So I'm really excited for that opportunity to come around and the chance to kind of do my own thing, which will be really exciting. But yeah, it's also just given me a lot of experience in the lab, which I didn't have heaps of prior experience in. And also in experimental design, which will be really helpful next year when I have to come up with my own experiments. And it also gave me the opportunity to become a member of the society. And yeah, I applied for the internship award and I was super grateful to win that, which was really awesome. But yeah, this internship has just been like super helpful for my learning, and it's really just like supplemented my university experience, and I'm definitely looking for another internship this summer and see where that takes me. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Annabelle. Wow, it's really impressive to see how far you've come, considering you're just in 3rd year. So well done, and thank you for especially your knowledge about your project, but that overview of where to look for internships and keeping an eye on job boards and subscribing to newsletters and things like that. It just happens to be one of those things where you just got to keep an eye out, got to keep an eye on those deadlines. There was a few previous mentions about summer internship applications, and often that they all come out at the same time. So that time is right about now across Australia and New Zealand. And so Yuming, the secretary of the society, and I have pulled together a list of what we could find across Australia and New Zealand, and participants of this webinar will get that list in a follow-up email. So a lot of them are either open right now or about to open. And yeah, definitely I would suggest hitting the network, looking on LinkedIn, looking on job boards. And just another key theme of today, directly from our intern host, is if you don't ask, you don't get, basically. So you can approach a lot of the speakers from today, or if you have more questions, you can email the society directly. So right about now is a chance for Q&A. So what I can do is share my window again. And we can go back to the old QR code. Should pop up. When that QR code pops up, feel free to scan that, and you should be able to input any questions that you have. Otherwise, if you're feeling brave, please unmute yourself and ask away.
Hi, Elizabeth. Probably I just the first question. So you have been saying, like, in the end of this meeting, we will share all the like candidates' contact to accepting the internship in the web page, or either way sending out an email to the whole society. Is that the things we're expecting?
So we were hoping to send out a follow-up email to anyone that registered to attend this webinar.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what I've been suggesting would be, I mean, because a lot of the students, when they're looking for the intern, they probably don't know where to start. I mean, the hard part is they find the supervisor or probably find the institutes accepting their interns. I mean, even we have a lot of institutes, we have a lot of research, they can customize, like they can customize the projects for the internship, but the hard part is they need to build the connection. So that's why I'm saying if we have a list of these kind of candidates, like for myself, I'm very happy, like put my name or brief introduction, because in my school, we have, like, for example, some of the supervisors, they have a lot of honors projects. They just a brief introduction, 2 or 3 sentences. And this kind of brief introduction projects, contacts, that will be great for the student to start in contacting, connecting.
Yeah, excellent. I'll definitely add your contact to the follow-up email, and if there's a blurb that you'd like to add, we'd love to include that. So yeah, looking online with the QR code, we don't have any submitted questions. So yeah, I'll just please invite anyone, unmute yourself and ask any questions. Particularly our interns, I would be keen to hear more about what you're looking for if you feel the need to, if you feel brave, basically. One final thing I would mention, we were going to have a third internship speaker, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it today. Okay, so we have no more questions. We can...
You might need, I just wonder if people know to unmute themselves. Can they unmute themselves, or do you have control? I have control of things. I'm not sure if other people who are external can do that.
Everyone has the ability to unmute.
You can mute. So may I, since there's nobody ask questions, and I ask one, Annabelle. I guess her experience is quite interesting because going to Finland and also come back with all this funding success. So what actually have you learned during your internship that can help with your funding success? Is there anything to do with your funding success?
Sorry, this was about the mitochondria?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, the entire protocols and the tools and the knowledge was new to me. So I was able to learn that and also demonstrate how it is linked to whole organism performance and how it can be influenced by different factors. I mean, in that instance, it was exercise. So then we did some literature research and looked at that. It is, I guess, wider than just that example, and it's actually a common therapy used in medicine. So then was talking to the local industry back here in New Zealand, and they were very much interested in exploring this idea, and that kind of is why we put together the application, and then we collaborated with people that are experts in mitochondrial physiology so that we have that support, and then looking at different commercially relevant species in New Zealand. So
yeah, Annabelle, not Annabelle, sorry, not Letitia, right? Yeah. I think this is a fantastic demonstrated success in terms of how you can build a network and also know the capacity or get capacity you haven't had before, and to support your funding success. Nowadays, funding success is a big thing, right? It's not easy, highly competitive. To develop your network and bring the expertise which you normally don't have within your team organization is fantastic.
Yeah, I've been very lucky.
So Annabelle, I guess you're a third-year student. So what is your driver or motivation you seek internship? Because we do host the student internship from most Europe, and those students of course being asked by the university how to find the places somewhere outside of the country or Europe to do an internship. So in your case, what is your driver and motivation?
I would say my driver is mostly just like to learn. Like obviously as a younger student, I really just want to experience as much as I can before I graduate. So then I know kind of what path I want to go down. Obviously in my degree, it's pretty broad being environmental science. So there's a lot, like I could go down the research path, like through marine biotechnology, or I could go more into like a consulting role or more into business. But having that internship experience at Cawthron really like solidified that research is what I'm interested in. And it's given me a lot of insight into what I want to do in the future.
Fantastic. Just set a very good example. Personal motivation, understand your career goal to some degree and want to be clarified, or refined. Fantastic. I was just take the opportunity because next year, which is 2026, now I think the time has been set from 9th to 13th of September. The 14th Asia Pacific Marine Biotechnology Society meeting will be held in Yantai, China. And I think it will be very useful to support some of our younger PhD students and postdoc if you have some money available to support them to go. Annabelle, I think, you are a very good example in terms of the university student, which is seeking research internship and actually has achieved something very meaningful. I just wanted to mention, so for people in this webinar, it might be very interesting for you to go.
Thank you, Wei. We just have a couple minutes, so I'll wrap up with our final slides. Okay, so a reminder to everyone that we do actually have our conference coming up, and that will be August 2026, and that will be hosted at my home institution, the University of Waikato, in the city of Tauranga in New Zealand. So this will be a 3-day event, and it will have a lot of material like we talked about today, that strong cross between science and entrepreneurship and commercialization, and will allow that networking to happen in person, which is everyone's favorite. So the website has a pre-registration link. The early bird tickets should come out shortly once we fully confirm the date on that, and that should happen over the next month. So finally, yeah, we would like to announce that the next Summer Internship Award will open, and that will remain open until the 5th of March next year. So Tish and Annabelle both were recipients of this award. We have often one student from Australia and one student from New Zealand selected, and that will be based on criteria that their project is in and around marine biotechnology, and that they fit our other criteria, such as that it is an internship and it's from an approved organization. So yeah, best thing is to keep an eye out on that. If you do end up with an internship after this webinar, we would like to know. And if you would like, that will be open for quite some time, so it's until March. So just wanted to signify that this webinar will be the launch of the next Summer Internship Award. So one final thing,
can I just, oh.
Yeah,
I just wanted to clarify something. Sorry, just to those people listening on the internship. It does say summer, but that doesn't mean to say you have to have undertaken your internship actually in, Australia, New Zealand summertime. It's just when we're launching it. So it can have occurred at any time during that, between now and March, right?
Yeah, best thing is just to apply and then see how you go.
Yeah, just to apply. That you don't want to exclude people from applying because they did it during term or in winter or whatever.
Hey, it might be during our summer and then a European winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very good point.
So the final slide, we are a membership organization and we do keep our fees low. So we have student membership starting from $30 per year, or an individual professional membership starting from $50 per year. So benefit include webinars. So we will have a second webinar coming up. We send newsletters to our society members. There's updates, conferences, discounts to journals, and that sort of stuff. So I would highly encourage joining up. It's not very expensive, and yeah, there's a lot of benefits. So thank you everyone for coming along. I know we went shortly over time, and thank you especially to our wonderful speakers who were able to share their insights, especially to strangers. Thank you so much.